what your mind isn't telling you about your fear. I want you to imagine, for a moment, that you and I are standing on the edge of an uncharted realm where fear is not merely a shadow that lingers at the corners of our mind but a divine messenger guiding us toward an unimaginable revelation of hope and truth. As I share this message with you, I invite you to step into a powerful, life-altering journey, a journey that combines the ancient, timeless wisdom of the Bible with the passionate, electrifying energy of a modern storyteller. In this very moment, I felt a divine encounter that reshaped my understanding of fear, a miraculous event that illuminated the path from darkness to the radiant light of faith. I found myself standing beneath an immense sky, where the heavens opened with a brilliance that seemed almost otherworldly, and I realized that what your mind isn't telling you about your fear is that every tremor of anxiety, every pang of uncertainty, holds a seed of divine purpose and revelation. We often hide behind our fears, believing they are barriers meant to imprison us in the confines of our doubts. But as we walk this path together, you must understand that our fears are not enemies to be slain. They are signposts pointing us to the lessons the Bible and the teachings of the Lord have so graciously laid out for us. I remember a time when I too was crippled by doubt, my mind clouded by an incessant whisper that urged me to remain in the safety of my comfort zone. Yet, in that very darkness, I discovered the truth hidden within the sacred scriptures, a truth that resonated deeply with the promise that the Lord never abandons us even in our moments of vulnerability. And so, I stand before you now, sharing this revelation with unwavering passion and an unyielding belief that by embracing our fear, we are stepping into a realm of unbounded possibility. I want you to consider for a moment, what if fear is not the enemy, but rather the guide that leads us toward our most profound spiritual awakening? As we traverse this journey, you might ask yourself, how can I transform my fear into a beacon of faith? The answer, my friend, lies in the sacred pages of the Bible. Within its verses, the Bible teaches us that fear is a natural part of the human experience. Yet it is also a call to lean into the teachings of the Lord. When we truly understand that our fear is intertwined with our faith, we begin to see that it is through the crucible of adversity that our spirits are refined. I recall a powerful moment when I was overwhelmed by fear, standing alone in a desolate place with nothing but my doubts for company. And it was then that I turned to the Bible for solace. I read passages that reminded me that the Lord's love is an ever-present force, guiding us like a steadfast beacon in a turbulent sea. It was in that divine whisper that I began to realize that every fearful moment is an invitation to trust in the plan that is far greater than our own understanding. Imagine the scene with me. We are in a vast, ancient cathedral, its stained glass windows casting vibrant, kaleidoscopic light upon the stone floor. In this sacred space, I share with you a revelation, a sudden, breathtaking clarity that emerges from the interplay of shadow and light. I speak of a time when I witnessed a miracle, a moment so charged with divine energy that I felt as though the very ground beneath me was humming with the presence of the Lord. I looked into the eyes of a stranger, and in that fleeting second, I saw not a face marred by fear, but a soul that was brimming with the potential for redemption and transformation. That moment, that sacred encounter, taught me that our fear is not a prison, but rather a passageway, a threshold leading us into a world where faith and courage dance together in harmonious unity. As we continue this journey together, let us explore the deeper dimensions of our emotions, particularly the fear that sometimes lurks in the recesses of our minds. You see, fear is not simply an emotion. It is a complex tapestry woven from our past experiences, our memories, and even the whispered doubts that echo within our hearts. I invite you to reflect on the stories of biblical heroes who faced their fears head-on. Take David, for example, who, armed with nothing but his faith and a sling, confronted the mighty Goliath. In that defining moment, David's courage was not the absence of fear but the recognition that his trust in the Lord was far stronger than any mortal adversary. His story is a timeless reminder that when we open our hearts to the teachings of the Lord, we can overcome any challenge, no matter how insurmountable it may appear. I want you to ask yourself, what is the message behind your own fears? Perhaps, like many of us, you have encountered moments when your heart raced at the thought of failure, when the shadows of doubt crept into your mind. But I stand here with a profound conviction. Each moment of fear is a stepping stone toward a deeper understanding of the divine. The Bible tells us that fear does not come from the Lord, but it is in our human nature to experience it. However, what if I told you that within this very fear lies the potential for miraculous change? The teachings of the Lord remind us that our doubts and our struggles are not a sign of weakness, but rather an invitation to engage more fully with our faith. When we lean into our fear, we open ourselves up to a transformation that transcends the ordinary, leading us into a realm of spiritual abundance where the light of the Lord shines with unmatched brilliance. In this sacred dialogue between our hearts and the divine, I urge you to consider the possibility that fear is the gateway to revelation. There is an ancient truth embedded in the Bible that speaks of the transformative power of adversity. When we face our fears with courage and humility, we begin to understand that the obstacles in our lives are not punishments, but divine opportunities for growth. I vividly recall a moment when I was paralyzed by anxiety, standing at the precipice of a decision that seemed too monumental to bear. In that moment of despair, I turned to prayer, seeking guidance from the Lord, and I was met with a sense of peace that transcended all understanding. It was as if the heavens themselves had conspired to show me that within every trial, there lies a hidden blessing, a chance to rise above our limitations and embrace the fullness of life as intended by the divine. You might be wondering how to apply these ancient lessons to the challenges of our modern world. The answer is both simple and profound. By grounding ourselves in the teachings of the Lord, by turning to the Bible as a source of inspiration, we unlock a wellspring of courage that empowers us to face the unknown. In every moment of fear, I encourage you to remember that you are not alone. I, too, have walked this path, and I have found solace in the realization that the fear we experience is not a final destination but merely a detour on our journey towards spiritual fulfillment. As you listen to my words, I invite you to open your heart and embrace the promise that the Bible offers, a promise that you are cherished, that your struggles are recognized, and that your path is illuminated by the unwavering love of the Lord. Let us now take a deep breath together, inhaling the promise of new beginnings and exhaling the remnants of our doubt. Imagine yourself standing at the crossroads of your life, where every decision is imbued with the potential to transform your destiny. I share with you a personal revelation. I once believed that fear was a barrier that could hold me back from reaching my full potential. However, as I delved deeper into the sacred texts and embraced the teachings of the Lord, I came to understand that fear is not a hindrance but a catalyst, a call to rise, to push beyond the confines of our limitations, and to explore the vast expanse of our spiritual heritage. There was a time when I found myself in a seemingly insurmountable crisis, a moment when the weight of fear threatened to crush my spirit. In that moment of despair, I remembered the words of the Bible that urged me to have courage and to trust in the divine plan. I recalled the story of Moses, who, despite his initial hesitation and overwhelming fear, led his people out of bondage and into the light of freedom. Moses' journey was not free from doubt or hardship, yet his unwavering faith turned his fear into a beacon of hope for an entire nation. As I reflected on his story, I began to see that our own battles with fear are opportunities to transform our lives, to forge a connection with the divine, and to emerge stronger and more resolute than ever before. I ask you now, what would it mean for you to see your fear in a new light? What if you recognized that every tremor of anxiety, every moment of uncertainty, was a divine reminder of your own inner strength and resilience? The Bible is replete with examples of individuals who, when faced with overwhelming challenges, found the courage to stand tall and rise above their circumstances. And so, I encourage you to embrace your fear as an essential part of your journey, a journey that is uniquely yours, yet one that is shared by countless souls who have walked this path before you. As we move forward, I want you to feel the energy of this conversation deep within your spirit. I share with you the undeniable truth that the teachings of the Lord are not mere words etched in ancient texts, they are living, breathing principles that guide us through every twist and turn of our existence. When you face fear, remember that you are connected to a lineage of faith that stretches back through the ages, a lineage that includes prophets, disciples, and saints who all understood that the essence of life lies in the courage to confront the unknown. Their stories echo in the sacred verses of the Bible, reminding us that every challenge we encounter is an opportunity to draw closer to the divine. I invite you to envision a moment of quiet introspection, where you allow your heart to speak freely and your mind to wander through the corridors of memory and possibility. In that quiet space, ask yourself, what is it that truly lies beneath the surface of my fear? Is it the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or perhaps the fear of not living up to the potential that the Lord has planted within me? These questions, though daunting, are the very keys that unlock the door to a deeper understanding of who we are meant to be. As you ponder these inquiries, know that you are engaging in a dialogue that transcends time and space, a conversation that has been held by seekers of truth throughout the centuries. I have seen miracles unfold in the midst of my own struggles. Moments when the weight of fear was lifted by the sudden, overwhelming presence of divine love. There was a day, not so long ago, when I stood at the crossroads of despair and hope, and it was in that critical juncture that I experienced a profound transformation. I felt as though a warm, gentle light was pouring into my soul, dispelling the darkness and filling every crevice of my being with a renewed sense of purpose. In that instance, I realized that the teachings of the Lord are not abstract ideals, they are practical, living truths that empower us to overcome even the most paralyzing fears. I want you to carry this truth with you as you navigate the complexities of life, that every fear you experience is a stepping stone toward a greater destiny, a signpost pointing the way to the abundant life that awaits when you embrace the wisdom of the Bible. Now, let's talk about transformation. We often speak of transformation as a dramatic, sudden event, but in reality, it is a gradual, evolving process, a journey of incremental steps that eventually lead us from the depths of fear to the heights of faith. I remember when I first encountered this concept, it felt as though I was witnessing a miracle unfold before my eyes. The transformation began not with a grandiose event, but with a subtle shift in perspective, a gradual realization that the fears we harbor are not permanent fixtures in our lives, but transient moments that pass like clouds across the sky. It is through the steady, persistent guidance of the Bible and the teachings of the Lord that we learn to reframe our perception of fear, viewing it not as an insurmountable obstacle but as an essential part of our spiritual journey. As you listen to my words, I encourage you to reflect on your own experiences with fear. Consider the moments when fear held you back, when you hesitated at the threshold of opportunity, unsure of whether you had the strength to move forward. Now, imagine that same moment transformed by the light of divine understanding. A moment when you recognized that the fear was not a signal to retreat, but rather a challenge to rise up and claim the power that lies dormant within you. The Bible tells us that the Spirit of the Lord is ever present, ready to guide us through even the darkest of times, and it is in this spirit that we find the courage to confront our fears head on. There is something profoundly moving about the idea that our greatest fears can be transmuted into our greatest strengths. I have witnessed this transformation time and time again, both in my own life and in the lives of those who have embraced the teachings of the Lord. Consider the story of Job, who, despite losing everything he held dear, never wavered in his faith. His unwavering commitment to the divine taught him that even in the midst of unimaginable suffering, there is a deeper purpose at work, a purpose that only the wisdom of the Bible can fully reveal. Job's journey is a testament to the power of resilience and the unyielding strength that comes from trusting in the Lord, even when the path ahead seems fraught with uncertainty. Now, I want you to focus on this single, powerful truth. The fear you experience is not a sign of weakness but an invitation to deepen your relationship with the divine. When you are gripped by fear, it is the universe's way of nudging you toward a more profound, more meaningful existence. The Bible is replete with verses that speak of courage, of hope, and of the unwavering love that the Lord has for each and every one of us. I invite you to read those verses, to let their words wash over you, and to allow them to guide you through the labyrinth of your fears. As you do, you may find that the obstacles which once seemed insurmountable begin to shrink in the light of your renewed faith and understanding. I share with you this journey not as a distant observer, but as someone who has wrestled with fear, who has felt the crushing weight of uncertainty, and who has emerged on the other side with a heart full of gratitude and a soul alight with the teachings of the Lord. I stand here today, driven by a fervent desire to remind you that every moment of fear holds the potential for a miraculous transformation. Whether you are facing personal challenges, grappling with the unknown, or simply questioning the meaning of it all, know that you are not alone. We are all on this journey together, united by the eternal promise that the Bible offers, a promise of hope, renewal, and the divine light that never fades. As you continue to reflect on these words, I want you to imagine a future where your fear no longer holds you back but serves as the spark that ignites your inner fire. Picture yourself standing on a vast, open plain, the horizon stretching out before you like an endless sea of possibilities. In that moment, you realize that the very essence of life is to embrace both the light and the shadow. To recognize that every challenge you encounter is a stepping stone to a more profound understanding of the teachings of the Lord. Your journey is not defined by the fears that once haunted you, but by the courage you muster to rise above them, to transform them into a source of strength that propels you toward a brighter, more luminous future. I encourage you to seize this moment, to harness the divine energy that surrounds you, and to step boldly into the unknown. The Bible is not just a book. It is a living testament to the power of faith, a guidebook for navigating the complexities of life with grace, humility, and unwavering determination. Every verse, every parable, every teaching is an invitation to explore the depths of your own soul, to confront your fears with the knowledge that the teachings of the Lord provide a sanctuary of hope and renewal. I ask you, are you ready to embrace this challenge? Are you prepared to turn your fear into a powerful ally on your journey toward spiritual enlightenment? In this moment of introspection, let us reflect on the profound impact that our collective experiences of fear have on our lives. It is through our struggles that we learn the true value of faith. I have witnessed firsthand the transformative power of surrendering to the divine will, of trusting that even in our darkest hours, there exists a spark of light that can ignite a flame of hope. The Bible teaches us that fear is not the final word in our story. It is merely a chapter that leads us to a much greater narrative of redemption, resilience, and the boundless love of the Lord. I stand before you as a testament to that truth, urging you to let go of the chains of fear that bind your mind and heart. Instead, embrace the divine wisdom that has been passed down through the ages, the sacred insights that can guide you from the depths of despair to the summit of spiritual awakening. Every challenge, every moment of hesitation, every tear shed in the face of uncertainty is an integral part of the tapestry that weaves our lives together. And as we continue this journey, remember that you are never alone. The teachings of the Lord are with you, offering solace, strength, and the promise of a future bathed in divine light. Now, I want to leave you with a powerful, enduring thought. What if the very thing you have always feared is the key to unlocking a life of extraordinary purpose? What if every instance of anxiety, every shadow that creeps into your mind, is an invitation to draw closer to the eternal love of the Lord? The Bible speaks to us in moments of quiet reflection, urging us to cast aside our doubts and to trust in the divine plan that unfolds with each passing day. It is in these moments of surrender that we find the courage to face our fears head-on, transforming them into stepping stones on the path toward a more enlightened and purposeful existence. As I conclude this journey with you today, I ask you to take these reflections to heart. Let the teachings of the Bible and the enduring wisdom of the Lord guide you as you navigate the challenges of life. Embrace your fear as a sacred call to awaken your inner strength, to rise above the constraints of doubt, and to step boldly into the light of faith. Together, we can transform our deepest fears into a source of divine inspiration, a force that propels us toward a future filled with hope, resilience, and the promise of eternal love. Remember, every heartbeat, every moment of hesitation, and every whisper of doubt is an invitation, a call to explore the vast, uncharted territory of your soul. The teachings of the Lord remind us that we are all crafted with purpose, that our lives are interwoven with the divine tapestry of creation, and that every challenge we face is a stepping stone toward a higher calling. So I urge you to look within, to listen to the quiet wisdom of your heart, and to trust that what your mind isn't telling you about your fear is that it is the very catalyst that will propel you into a life of boundless possibility. As we part ways today, carry with you the unyielding truth that fear is not a destination, but a transformative journey, a journey that begins with the simple act of acknowledging its presence and ends with the profound realization that, through the grace of the Bible and the teachings of the Lord, you have the strength to overcome any obstacle. I leave you with this final question to ponder. What will you do with the gift of fear now that you know it holds the key to unlocking your greatest potential? Together, let us embrace this journey, armed with faith, guided by the ancient wisdom of the Bible, and fueled by the unshakable love of the Lord. For in every challenge lies the seed of divine possibility, and in every moment of fear, there exists the promise of a miracle waiting to unfold. Let us walk forward with courage. Let us rise above our doubts. And let us shine as beacons of hope in a world that yearns for the light of faith. What your mind isn't telling you about your fear is that it is the very spark that can ignite a revolution in your heart, a revolution of faith, of transformation, and of an unwavering trust in the divine plan that has been written for each and every one of us. I want you to feel the energy of these words reverberate within you, to sense the palpable connection between your struggles and the eternal wisdom that has been passed down through generations. In embracing your fear, you are embracing the full spectrum of life, the pain and the beauty, the struggle and the triumph, and in doing so, you align yourself with a truth that transcends time and space. The Bible and the teachings of the Lord offer us a blueprint for navigating the complexities of existence, inviting us to see beyond the surface of our apprehensions and to discover the divine light that shines even in the darkest of times. So, as we close this chapter of our conversation, I urge you to carry forward this message of transformation. Let your fear serve as a reminder that every challenge is a call to deeper faith, every moment of uncertainty an opportunity to draw closer to the divine. In the grand tapestry of our lives, fear is but one thread, a thread that, when woven with love, hope, and the eternal teachings of the Bible, creates a masterpiece of resilience and redemption. And remember, you are never truly alone on this journey. The presence of the Lord is with you at every step, guiding you through the valleys of despair and up the mountains of triumph. May you find strength in the quiet moments of reflection, and may the sacred lessons of the Bible illuminate your path. Let us stand together, united by the shared experience of fear and the unyielding belief that through the teachings of the Lord, we can overcome anything. In the end, what your mind isn't telling you about your fear is that it is the hidden doorway to a life brimming with miracles, love, and the divine promise of everlasting light. Embrace it, explore it, and allow it to transform you from within. For in the embrace of faith, every fear becomes a stepping stone toward the ultimate revelation of who we are meant to be. Thank you for joining me on this extraordinary journey. May your heart be filled with courage, your mind with wisdom, and your spirit with the ever-present love of the Lord as you step boldly into the future that awaits.